Googling my daughter before
he
she
wanted
died.
a new life.
But you get a divorce, right?
He wanted a new life. He didn't want all that.
So he wanted a new life, so he took away your life.
Yeah.
And his
He's selfish.
family's life.
Very
Yes.
selfish.
Yeah.
Was there a time before this that you recognized that Shanann was in danger?
Never. When she was in North Carolina visiting, we noticed he was being real cold. I mean,
But still, never would have thought.
but
he'd-
never, you know, he was too nice of a guy to just do all that damage.
When she went missing, we still didn't think he did that until we saw that interview. It was like,
When you saw the interview of him standing in the driveway, and
I wanted to fly there immediately.
that triggered you.
Oh, yeah, live.
You saw what I
I'm laughing
said
and
about.
giggling
You
and-
saw what I said about that interview with Duping Delight and all of that. Well, I mean, to me, that
keeping his arms crossed and
yeah,
swaying. And
it was pretty clear to me that he had done something horrible at that point. You knew right then.
I knew-
You
I
when
knew
you
that
saw
morning.
well, once we knew that all the doors were locked from the inside out, the only way in or out was the garage. Then it started, but we still didn't think that he would do something like that. You know, we thought maybe he'd put him somewhere, and we had that was the last thing that ran
I
through our
called
mind, that's for
17
sure.
times that morning. I called everybody, the school, Chris, my daughter, the neighbor, called everybody.
Was there any time that you believed him?
No,
Not at all.
Never.
never believed him.
The first time you talked to him?
Because
you
we
believed-
found out he backed the truck up.
As soon as I found out he backed his truck up into the driveway, I knew.
Coming up,
The hardest thing was flying them here because they were in crude oil for 4 days, so they were flammable. So we couldn't cremate them. They would have blown up a building.
we now return to a Dr. Phil exclusive.
This newly released home security video is the last time Shanann Watts was seen alive. After entering the home, Shanann and her daughters, Bella and Celeste, or Cece Watts, were killed by Chris Watts. Watts is currently serving multiple life sentences for the murders and is being held at a prison in Wisconsin.
As soon as I found out he backed his truck up into the driveway, I knew something happened. And I told the detectives then to go get his GPS off his truck and you'll find my family. He said, "What are you saying?" I said, "You heard what I said." I said, he never backs that truck into that driveway in a year and a half that I was there.
Not one
And
time.
Not one time. And then when they said her phone was there and the child, you know, Cece's EpiPen was there and all that,
Purse, keys.
Her phone.
as soon as he said the car backed up, I was like, dude,
But what did he do with
you
the
go
thing?
find him.
Yeah.
She didn't run away. She didn't run out the back door. She would not have done that.
You know, the thing about the ridiculousness, the tragedy of this, you would have taken those children in a heartbeat if you didn't want them,
yes.
right?
I was their godfather. So
You was taking them
I
like
would have
that.
fought tooth and nail for him.
it makes you wonder if that's why he did it, because Bella saw it, or that was already in his
And our
plans,
daughter would have
you know?
moved on gladly.
You know, the process of a malignant narcissist is, you know, they look at things only from their point of view. And as I've often said, your story goes a whole lot better when you're the only one telling it. You're thinking it through in your mind. You don't think about what's going to happen when that first question gets asked. And you go, I don't know. You were supposed to believe me.
Yeah.
And now you don't. I don't have good answers. I don't have good cover. I don't have...
That's why he repeated himself.
And it was just all about him. He didn't think about you or the children. Why do you think he's telling the truth now? Why do you think he's doing
Because he
this?
found God, I
It's
think.
eating him up. I think he wanted to say it then, but he was too embarrassed and too sick of himself to. I mean, I couldn't imagine. We thought we knew the guy, and he was a pretty honest guy. And
You know,
I'm
Dr.
sure he
Phil,
has.
we loved him. We loved him like a son, and Frankie loved him like a brother. I just don't understand.
I think it's eating him up, and I think he was more than glad to talk to somebody for 5 hours, sitting in a box 24/7.
You took a position to not support the death penalty, right? Knowing what you now know, would you feel differently?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You would?
I would have acted different in court. That's for sure. I didn't. You know.
I would have said a lot more.